Hello everyone, welcome to Talendtech Solution Talent Interview Questions. So today we are going to learn about a very common interview question. This you are going to get for sure in your interview. So how to find second highest salary in employee data, right? So let's say what we have done for this is we have created a simple table where we have employee name and salary, right? So we have these four employees here. Now, if you see, right, the highest here is Sai, right? And the second highest here is Tyagi, right? And then the third highest is this, and the fourth highest is this. So this is our data right now. What we want in the output is the second highest salary. So we want this in the output. So there are two methods that we have applied to do this. So let's come to our talent. I'll quickly show you what we have done. So the first method that we are going to use, in that we are going to use tMap, and inside that we are going to use sequence. So let's go through this job. So what we are doing here is, first we are going to read the data using tfile input delimited. We are going to give our file path. We are going to give the row separator, that is /n, the next line. Then the field separator in our file is comma. So if you see this, the field separator in our file is comma, and we also have one row as the header. So that we have defined here. So we have field separator as comma, the header row is one, right? There is no footer and all, right? So that's what we are doing in this t file input delimited. Then what we have used next is the tsort row. Now what does tsort row do? It is going to sort your data in descending order, right? So what we need this time is we need the second highest salary, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to sort our data in descending order. So I am going to choose the column salary here. Since it is a numeric column, I'm going to use that numeric here, right? We have this in the drop down, we are going to use numeric. And then I'm going to do descending order because I want the second highest, right? If you would have wanted the second lowest, then you would have done the ascending order. So it depends on what you want in the output. Based on that, you are going to choose the order. In our case, since we wanted the second highest, we are going to do it in the descending order. Now, once you do this, right, your data is going to get sorted in the order based on the salary. Now, what you need to do is just you need to pick up the second row. Now, how to pick up the second row? That's the main question, right? So what you can use is you can use an inbuilt function that is nothing but sequence. So how that works is you're going to take the input, you're going to create your own sequence column, right? So what does the sequence column does? So here, if you go to numeric and you will see the sequence, right? So this is the sequence that we are using here. So by default, it is going to start from 1 and the step value is also 1. So what I want is I want the second number row, right? So for the first row, it is going to give 1. For the second row, it is going to give 2. For the third is third and fourth. So on and so forth, it is going to produce the sequence for us. So now what we are doing is we are using the sequence, and this sequence we are giving here. I'm saying to take the value which is equal to 2. So this is nothing but the filter option in tMap. Now, once you filter this out, right, it is going to only take the row which has the sequence equal to 2. Now, I'll just quickly run this and show you. And then finally, what we have done is we have taken the tlog row right now just to print this data into the output for you, right? So if I come back here and if I run this job, it's going to read the data from my file, and then it is going to print me the output. So from here, if you see, right, we had 4 rows. They were sorted in the descending order. And then after that, here at this point, I have the value that I needed. So Tyagi is the record that I need because that's the second highest, right? So this is one way of doing things. Now here, let's say if you want to try the third highest, all you need to do is just change the number here. If you change this to 3, it is going to be the third highest. So what you can do later on is you can parameterize this job and then you can get the value that you need. Okay, so it can work that way. Now let's go to the second method. So here in this method, we are using sequence and all. In the second method, what we can use is we can use the tSampleRow. So again, this part remains the same. So we read the data from the file, same thing. We give the comma as the field separator, /n is same as row separator, header is 1, no footer. Again, we are sorting our data in the descending order, right? So that we get the data in descending order. And then from there, right here, this is your sample row. Now, what does a sample row do? It can give you one row or range of rows at a time, right? So if you use just put here 2, it is going to give you the second row in the output. Okay. So if you want, let's say third row, you can give here 3 and it will give you the third row. So whatever number you want, right? You can put here that number and it is going to give you that row in the output, right? So now again here, we are just printing the data. So if I run this job as well, I'm going to get the same output. So I'm again going to get Tyagi as the second highest. Now let's go in and change our data set, right? Let's make Shiva the second highest. So I'm going to give him 7.5 so that you know that the job is working. So I'll just change. So now if you see, Shiva is the second highest, right? Sai is first, Shiva is the second. So since I have changed the data now and I have saved my file, if I run this job again, right, this time I'm going to get Shiva in the output because now Shiva has become the second highest, right? So with this, we conclude this class. You can modify this job up to parameterization level, right? You can give this second that you're putting here, right, as a parameter from an output file so that you can control this job from outside, right? If you want second highest, you will give second in that file. If you want third, fourth, whatever highest you want, right, you can just give that and it will work accordingly. So that's it for today. Thank you guys. Happy learning.